Hi everyone, Jen Seal here. Today's class is dedicated to people in the service industry. I'm doing this class today in honor of my daughter. Actually, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Maddie. She's 23 and she's in the service industry. She's a bartender. She's on her feet all day long, sometimes for 12 hours a day. And, you know, she's serving others. So in that way, she's constantly giving to people, no different than anybody else in the service industry, right? So they deserve self-care routines too. And we, as people who are recipients of such services, should also, excuse me, be, willing to give back to them as well. So yoga is one way to do that, for them to be able to participate in a self-care routine. And this is my way, being able to help them take care of themselves. So join me. It's a wonderful practice that it's not going to be really vigorous. It's meant more for those people who are like on their feet all the time. So we'll be doing a little bit of foot care and getting into the hips, the legs, just nice little, probably about 30 to 45 minutes. We'll see where it goes. But anyway, so I'm going to invite you to have a pillow that you could fold in half and maybe a blanket for a couple of reasons. So if you want to just grab those things for yourself, if you have blocks too, that's great. If not, that's okay. A blanket or towel, something like that would do fine. So yeah, let's get started. Okay. So again, Jen Seal, and welcome you to your practice today. We are honoring people in the service industry and creating a way for us to, an awareness of giving back to those people in the service industry, and also providing them with a way for them to, provide some self-care for themselves. All right, pillow folded in half underneath your feet. So I'm in hero pose, right? So the pillow is going to go not here today, but underneath, underneath the feet to raise them up a little bit. This is not comfortable for you, no worries. Just come into a cross-legged position and sit on the pillow that way. Okay. This feels really good, actually. Underneath the feet, Jen. Underneath the feet or between the shins or the calves and the hamstrings, also, either way. Just going to give you a little less strain in the front of the knees and a little bit more easefulness for the top of the feet, which can be uncomfortable. Just take a moment to lift your shoulders up and back. Move your head side to side. Sorry, guys. Just gently. And then move your head right to left. Good, and then gently lift the chin away from your chest. And breathe in here, right into the heart space. Exhale, chin to chest. And you can maybe even draw the belly in towards your spine here. Lifting up, shoulders down. Nice fluid, soft movements. Good, one more, exhale. Bring your palms together and push them forward. Reach the arms up, keep the elbows bent, and just push those palms up towards the ceiling. Come a little to your side, body right. Inhale, side, body left. One more time each side. Again, right? You don't have to move fast to be effectively stretching and becoming more flexible, more balanced. Draw your palms forward, chin to chest, push away, hollow out the belly, elongate through the neck. This time up, reach, and then release and bring your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands, really open the front of the chest. You can begin to feel it already here, right? The broadness, the openness, the willingness to relax. Okay. Now we're sort of just allowing ourselves the opportunity to move. I'm going to ask you to bring your hands together, palms together, and then open your hands like a cup, okay? So the gesture here is really open to receiving, and open to giving, okay? So we breathe in here, inhale, open, and then exhale, move the hands forward. Inhale, open here, and then exhale, back to center. Okay, so as you are opening your palms, open to receiving, right? So just open to receiving whatever comes, whatever it is you need for yourself, right? Allowing people to help you when you're in need, asking for help when you need it, right? And this is the effort of giving back. So gratitude, if you will, expressing some gratitude for those people in your life who serve you, who you're grateful for. And then we just bring it back to center. We'll do this together a few times. So inhale, open. Open to receiving, exhale to giving, inhale, back to center. The balance, right? Inhale, exhale, you can close the eyes. Inhale, receive, exhale, back to center. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Bring your thumbs now to sternum. So the fingers point up and chin, bow your chin to your chest, to your own heart center with gratitude. Gratitude for your awesomeness, because you are awesome. Feel awesome today. Lift the chin. One more breath in and release. You guys are all awesome. All of you are awesome in service and state. Okay, take this out from behind you, and you're going to put it now underneath your seat. So moving your feet forward. I'm going to have a block here, so I also have a blanket. So whether you've got a blanket or a towel or a block, you're going to bend your right knee and place the right ankle over the left knee. We're going to do some footwork here. I'm going to actually take my socks off now. Okay. So this just is going to allow my leg not to overextend, the one that's straight. And then I'm going to take that right ankle over the left knee and just kind of grab a hold of your ankle and begin to move your feet around. So there you go. One little crack in my ankle there. You can spread the toes really wide. If you can't, scrunch the toes, flex and point. So people in the industry, the service industry, are on their feet all day long. I mean, all day long. So, your feet take the brunt of that action in a shoe all day. So feel the freedom of your foot. It's free, feels good. Okay, once you've had some rotations in both directions, you're going to give yourself a tiny little foot massage. So hope this doesn't freak you out. You can wash your hands later, no big deal. Grab a hold of your sorry about this, guys, your heel, and just give it a squeeze. Okay, a squeeze. And go to the outer edge of your foot and squeeze. So you're kind of pinching, using a little crab-like actions. All the way from your heel up to your little pinky toe, and then give your little pinky toe a squeeze. Move it around a little bit, move that little pinky around a little bit, and then go into each digit. Right. And just kind of feeling, going through the joints. Massaging right down to the little base of the toes. and do what feels good. So dig in there a little bit. Put some pressure on the toe pads, like where your nail is. You know, big toe, you can move the big toe around if that feels good. And maybe push the toes down with your hands. So you're kind of allowing for the front of the foot to stretch out. A little bit of assistance there. And then do the opposite. So as we flex it, pull it back. And then you're stretching your Achilles heel here, right? Move a little side to side. And then take your thumb right into the center of your foot. Grab the top of your foot with your hand and just push into the center of your foot. And massage it around a little bit. Do what feels right for you. Move that thumb around. The inner arch. Right? Good. And then you just shake it out a little bit. Extend it forward. And I want you to feel the difference. So mine feels a little bit like energized, like warm, like charged up, like I'm standing in a bit of espresso or something, right? It feels like energized. So let's do the other side. Again, a blanket or block or whatever's underneath that extended leg. And we're going to move our ankle around. Actually, while we're doing that, this was my daughter calling. I'm going to do a shout out to her. So we'll get her online. So rotate your feet in the other direction. We'll get her on for a quick second.
Hi.
Hi, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm in the middle of a class right now doing bartender yoga for you.
Oh.
So I'm going to say a quick happy birthday to you during the middle of this class, and I'm going to ask that I call you back after.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay, great. So everybody, say happy birthday to my daughter. Anyway, yeah, I'll be done probably in about 35 minutes or so.
Okay, just call me whenever you're done.
Okay, your dad's down at the house if you want to call him, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Okay, so remember we are now grabbing, go to your heel, moving up to the toes. So heel, outer edges of the feet. This doesn't have to take long. It's just like inviting an awareness to your feet of what they do for you. The fact that they're in a shoe all day, right? It's great if you can go, so keep pinching the toes through the joints, into the very crevices. If you can go barefoot at all, everybody knows that that's one of my things I love to do. Grab your big toe and move it around. And then grab the top of your foot, push it downward so you feel a stretch in the front of your ankle. The fact that your feet are connected to something, to the earth, to the floor, you're able to gain better balance, and shoes sort of destabilize you in a way. Move it up and down. Ooh, crack. The bottom of your feet really help you feel, sensations. All right, now take your thumb to the middle of the foot. And I know this seems like a little bit of a longer, like, why are we doing this? But it really is going to be so beneficial for you to just kind of get all those knots that are in the foot, in the arch, in the heel. All right, now shake it out. Woo, now they're both kind of like, so both of my feet, I'm imagining, are just in a little bit of espresso. And that energy is going to work its way up its legs, through my torso, up to the crown of my head, down my arms. I should imagine that as you breathe in and out, your breath is like that espresso. It's like that just organic coffee, right? Natural coffee buzz, right? Just through doing yoga. For those of you who are worried about your feet, I'm so sorry. Take this out. Oh, time to move. All right. So come to your knees and shins. You're in the middle of your mat. And just take a moment to take your hands behind your waist. So my thumbs are pointing kind of towards one another. My hands are at my hips. I'm just going to slowly drop like my tailbone down and lift my belly in and up. So it's like squeezing the cheeks a little bit Elbows go back, chest lifts, chin rises. Don't push forward too hard. It's just the first one, little baby back bend. And come back to center. So a lot of people do this, right, when they're in working, right? Hunched over, maybe the computer, maybe working with patients, bartenders making drinks, things like that. So we want to counteract that and open the whole front body here. Just come down onto all fours. You're going to extend your right foot behind you and push into the heel. So you're kind of pushing back. No mind about the upper body. You can move it a little bit if you want. Head can be heavy. Really pushing into the cat. Then come forward. So kind of stretching out the arches, if you will. Good. And then take it up and over behind you, like over the left foot. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center and replace that knee down. Extend your left leg behind, same thing. So you're pushing back. So here's neutral, right? Neutral, belly's in, nice and strong. We're not really worried too much though about being too rigid here. We're just really trying to push into that calf muscle. And then come forward, toes, push back into your calf. Keep the left thigh lifted though. That is an active leg. Your head though can just sort of be dangly if you like. And then take it up and over and look over your right shoulder. So just getting into your side body now. You want to be able to have good range of motion. We want to be able to reach up and down and have, good mobility in all the things that we do. And then bring your knee down, take your knees wide. Sink your hips back. Rotate your wrists around a little bit. Take your feet a little wider here, coming into child's pose. You can stack your fists on top of one another, elbows out. So just allowing your spine to relax, your lower back to release. You can walk your hands forward if you would prefer and bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. If it doesn't really touch, it's okay. You can bring something and put it under it. Take 3 breaths here. Really focus on filling up your back body. Lift into your back body, lift into your lungs, lift right down into the kidney area and the lower back. One more breath. Slowly come up. And all fours again. Let's go just through a couple of ranges of cat-cow. So putting your hands underneath the shoulders, just slightly forward. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the chin, and exhaling, belly to spine. Really slow breaths. So as you're lifting up, chest is broad, heart is open. And on the exhale, you're just exhaling all that stale air out, right? Go through the day. We're going to breathe no matter what, whether we recognize it, but these are the moments when we can really bring that breath, that nourishing breath into the body to cleanse and detoxify, right? So we can start our day right or maybe end our evening. Good. One more exhale. Awesome. Now, I'm going to step our left foot or right foot. Let's do the left foot forward. So you can see me. Left foot forward. Right arm reaches up. Left hand on your hip and extend over to your left side. So you can look forward or you can look underneath your arm. What matters is that you're breathing. If that bothers you, you can always bend the elbow, cup the back of your head, and come to center and reach the right arm forward and across that left knee. I'm going to be looking away from you now, but take that left arm back. Look back towards that left thumb. And come back to center. So here is a transition. You're going to turn yourself sideways and extend your left leg out. So you're going to get really nice into this inner left thigh, which is sometimes hard to get to, right? So pointing the toes forward is going to take the stretch away from the inner thigh. All right, so I want to ask you to try to turn the toes forward, and you're going to feel this. You're going to feel the difference. All right, so begin by lifting your right arm up. You can reach your right hand down, or maybe put a block there, or the pillow or a blanket if you need to. Come back to center on the in-breath, and then exhale. Inhale. So you're going to hear my breath. It's very audible. You can breathe too, audibly. So maybe drawing the breath in through your nose, out through your nose. And it might sound like this. Inhale. Exhale. So it's like creating a wave effect in the back of your throat. Inhale. One more. Exhale. And reverse here. And back to center. So you guys can go back to the left side of your mat or travel to the right side like I'm going to do so you can see me. Okay, so we're going to turn. Couple cat cows here to prepare. Exhale. Inhale. Never hurts to do cat cow, right? It's a super, super, super awesome stretch for your spine, for spinal elongation. So we stepped our left foot forward before, so right foot forward now. Left arm goes up, right hand on hip, extend to your right side. You can look down to the floor if that feels more stabilizing. And then come back up, and the left arm goes forward and across that right knee, and then the left, right arm goes back. Back to center. Turn towards the side again, extend the right leg out. Remember the toes are pointing toward the front of the room. And make sure your hip is aligned over your knee. Extend your left arm down, reach up and across for your exhale. I look up here, it feels nice for me. Inhale to center, exhale. Inhale. So you breathe here. You breathe, you hear your own breath. Maybe you need to breathe out through your mouth today because maybe your nose is plugged or have sinus issues. That's cool. One more round. It's called gate pose. Just kind of opening and closing the gate. Good. And then end it here. Woo. All right. Turning back to the front of my mat. Right, extending ourselves into high plank pose. This is just to catch the length of our down dog. And then, so as you hinge back, you really shouldn't need to move your feet too much forward. Sometimes I have to just an inch, maybe a half an inch. I might have to move my feet forward. But you really want to be in that inverted V so you can see how that looks. We don't want to round our back. If that's happening, right, we want to maybe bend the knees and walk our hands forward a little bit more. Pedal your feet. Wag the tail. So again, feel how your calves are receiving some attention here. And then look forward. You need to walk forward to the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your shins halfway. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Sweep the arms up. Take a tiny little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice job. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. Bring your feet a little wider than hip width and grab elbow to elbow. Now your elbows can come here onto your knees and you can just extend your spine. Or you can just bring your hands all the way down, release, let the belly draw towards your thighs. Feel free to move a little here. Light on the toes. Head is heavy, you're looking back between your knees. And slowly release, come to rise. Shoulders up and back. Feet back together. Come to the middle of your mat. Take a nice wide step. Take your hands and clasp them behind your back. So toes can be forward, your heels can be slightly pigeon-toed. So the heels kick out a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in, a little tiny back bend. Exhale, hinge forward. So your hands can stay on your lower back, or you can draw them over your head. Again, head is heavy. Move a little side to side if that feels good. Release the arms, bring them down to the mat, and maybe they just sort of, it takes a motion side to side. Slowly lift the head, look forward. Bring the feet a little closer together, then reach your hands for your hips and come up to stand. Nice job. All right, turn your left toes to the left. So widen your stance enough so that when you bend your left knee, it doesn't overextend the ankle. So you should be able to see your toes when you look down, okay? We do that a couple times so you can find a beautiful kind of centering balance between your left and your right foot. Good. Reach and extend your arms. Relax your shoulders. Look over your left fingertips. You're a strong warrior. You guys are full of awesomeness. So be awesome. Be your awesome self here. So turn your left palm up and reach your right hand back. Come into dancing warrior, reverse warrior, just for a breath. And quick extended side angle pose. Reach it back. Arm goes forward. Good. And then you're going to straighten that left leg and reach that arm back for reverse triangle. Come back here. Keep your left leg straight. Reach your left arm forward. And keep your right rib cage open, right? Try not to drop your right shoulder. Keep it open. Left hand goes down. Right arm reaches up. Slight little bend in that left knee. And try to keep long on the side body. Draw yourself nice and long. And breathe. Feel what's stretching. Feel what feels good. And where can you release a little bit more? Open a little bit more. And come back to center. Always honoring our body where it's at. Drop your arms. Turn your toes in. Turn your right toes to the right. Bend. You should be at really perfect length here though, right? Because you got the perfect length on the other side. But maybe something's a little tight in here and you need to go a little shorter, a little longer. So find what works. Again, relax. Turn your palms up. Looking back over your left shoulder. Rotating those forearms back down. Warrior two. Fierce pose, strong pose. Building muscle everywhere, but also elongating. Building strength and endurance for standing all those long hours, right? Good. Reverse your warrior, palm up, reach it back, deepen the right knee, and extended side angle. This is just for a breath, flowing into it, flowing out of it, straight in and reverse. Slower is not always easier. You have to be mindful and focused. Reach. Right hand to right shin. Left ribs remain open. Gaze is soft. Maybe you're looking forward. Maybe you're looking down. Toes are light. Active legs, active arms. Feel the stretch here. Micro bend in that knee. Slowly come back up to stand. Turn those toes in. One more time. Breathe in, open the chest and heart, push the hips forward, and then hinge forward. Halfway down. Reaching for the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. You can bring your hands to your shins or knees. Allow the head again to fall towards the floor. Shaking the head, yes and no. Relaxing shoulders, maybe letting the arms come down. Feel the spine lengthening. Feel the vertebrae moving apart, just creating space. Good. Look up and then look left. Walk yourself over to your left foot. Preparing for crescent lunge pose. A couple more standing postures here. Reaching up and take the hands back. And again, another opportunity to relax the upper body. Bend deeply into that right knee. Feel an opening hip flexor here. One more breath, sink. And then release. Open to the other side. So right into it. Okay. Clasp the hands. Beautiful little crescent lunge pose here. Relax the shoulders, keep the head back, staring directly forward. Get a little buoyancy in those legs. And then release. Good. Step back to the front of your mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. So we'll just come up, do a couple little toe heel raises here. So you can keep your hands here at your heart and just lift the heels up. Engage your thighs, engage your glutes. You can lift the toes up as you come back. Inhale. And spread those toes nice and wide. Now this last one, reach the arms up. Come up onto your toes. Try to keep your feet together. Bring your knees towards one another and begin to sink back as if you're sliding down a wall. My heels are still lifted, and then bring your palms together. If this bothers you, you can come onto your knees. You can sit on your butt. If you can be here, lift your heels a little bit more. Lift your knees. Good. And then slowly fold forward. Halfway lift and fold. Bring your hands to the mat, bend your knees, step your left foot back, your right foot back. And slowly lower down, knees down. And come all the way down. Toes press back. Gentle cobra pose. And back down. Curl the toes under and lift out to down dog. Nice job, everybody. Look forward, walk forward. Halfway lift, and fold, and rise. All right. Two balancing poses today. So you take your right knee up into your chest. Good. So we're just stretching. We're trying to kind of, in doing this, we are kind of cutting off the blood flow into that hip pocket, right? So when we release it, new blood flow is going to go there. It's going to feel energizing and just keep that prana moving. Good. It's also a balancing pose. Not easy. So you got to kind of turn your, if you're really focusing too hard, turn your frown upside down, right? Create an inner smile. And then release. Tap it back for a moment. Feel the stretch. And then you're going to take that right foot right into your hand. Hand can be at your heart. Try and draw the knee back. You can try and draw your butt or your heel towards your butt cheek. Or you can reach it up. Or you can reach it out. Keep your belly in. Core is going to help you stay strong and stable. Focus on something that's not moving. And release. Okay. So this leg might feel differently than the left leg right now. Got this energy moving on both sides. Let's do the other side. Yoga is about balance. My students always remind me, Jen, we didn't do the other side. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, fortunately, we're live here, so no one can, I can't see anybody, so it's hard to know. I gotta remember. Good. Bring it a little farther. You can move your ankle around here if you'd like. Spread the toes, point and flex. And when you're ready, release the toe back, just tap, tap, tap. And then grab the top of the foot. So you may have to swing the foot to get it. Okay? Keep the belly in. Like you almost want to go into a mini cat pose. Remember, butt, heel towards your buttocks. Maybe add the arm up. Maybe add the arms to the side. Try not to grip with your toes. It's one of my things that I do all the time. And release. Nice work. We're coming down to the mat, okay? So inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, step back, down dog. Just step to down dog. Bring your knees down. Come up onto your knees and shins. So I'm going to recommend that you curl your toes under for stability. And again, that little baby camel we did earlier. So pull the belly in like you want to go into cat pose. And really lift up through the upper chest. Begin to lift the chin away from your chest. If you'd like, let's bring the right arm up. This can be as far as you go, or take it all the way down and try to find your heel. And then the left arm reaches up. The sun just came out, so like a nice little window. I can see. Enjoy this moment, enjoy this heart-opening moment. Imagine you're looking up at the sky, or maybe you're doing this at night, you're looking up towards the stars. Come back to center. Take yourself forward till you can have your hips over your knees, and then walk your hands wide. And bring your chest down. The forehead might touch the mat, doesn't have to. Big breath in, fill up the back. One more. And walk your hands back. Second one, camel pose. Half camel. Here, press, chest lifts, heart opens, elbows back. Left arm reaches up, and take it back. Find your heel, reach your right arm up. So you can feel the front of the hips, or push the front of the hips forward. So we don't want to be way back here, okay? Feel a nice opening here, here, in the shoulders. The breath is soft. Take one more breath. And again, exhale. Come forward. Again, taking those hands nice and wide. And we have to have the rich top fingers maybe. Drop the chest down. Look forward if you want, if that feels good. One more. Fill the breath into the back. And walk yourself back. Nice job. I'm going to swing your feet around forward. I'm going to come onto the back body. So, kind of with control, see if you can roll yourself back one vertebra at a time. Reach the arms back behind you. And really stretch it out nice and long. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll a little side to side. Good. Put the soles of the feet on the floor. Reach your right leg up and cross it over your left side. Your left knee. Use your right knee to push the knee open. Do the variation of pigeon, getting into those hips for you. Or you can either lift that foot up and grab the back of your thigh, if it's available. Leave the top of your knee and let that left foot just sort of dangle there. You can use your right arm to open that right knee up. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, except just to feel and breathe into the areas where you feel tight. Okay. And slowly allow the left foot to come down onto the mat. And you're just going to take your lower body and twist it to the left so the upper body stays on the mat. And that foot is going to find the floor, maybe. So you're in a nice little twist. So now allow for your right shoulder to be soft. You can look over your right shoulder. Use your fingers to push that knee forward. Again, getting deep into the right inner thigh, inner hip. If you don't have long arms, you can always use a block, a book, whatever, to push it forward. And slowly unravel, shake it out. Bend the knees, left leg reaches up. Cross it over the right knee. Use your left hand to press the knee open. You might stay here, right? Stage 1. This might feel super good. If you don't really feel any sensation, begin to pick up the right foot and find the sensation, find the stretch. You'll find that sweet spot in every pose where you are not over efforting, but you're also just not hanging out. We don't want to hang out in these poses that kind of work for us. So we've got to feel it. We've got to be present. Can't be doing shopping lists in our head. Draw it as close to your body as feels comfortable for that left outer hip. Again, maybe you're here. This just intensified it for me. And it allowed me to remind myself to release my right foot. Take one more breath, relaxing your shoulders, your jaw, your throat. And release that foot down to the mat and allow your lower half of the body to turn to, so you'll be able to get a better view here. My foot comes right down. It's not a deep twist on my knee. I'm using this arm to push the knee open. I'm feeling a little something there. Not a lot, but other side definitely, yes. You can look over your left shoulder. This is self-care, you guys. This is taking care of your body from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. That's what yoga does. And then come back to center. Hug the knees in, take the knees wide and roll. Play. This is your playground. This is your personal piece of real estate to explore. Stick your feet up into the air. And happy baby pose. Give yourself permission to play. Give her permission to feel good. Maybe grab the outer edges of your feet or the inner edges. Okay. Bring your feet down to the mat. You're just going to lift those hips up. Quick little bridge pose. You can take your hands even and lift underneath. Maybe clasp the hands and draw the feet knuckles down. Roll the shoulders underneath you. Press the toes into the mat. Knees draw forward. Chin to chest. Squeeze the glutes. And you'll find your legs do less of the work. Don't entirely go. Push to the heels. Lift. And release. Take the feet wide and let your knees fall left to right. So I'm going to end class today with the suggestion that if you have a wall nearby and you have 3 minutes to do an inversion supported against a wall, it's going to really provide some great release for your hips. You could do it here as well. Now I'm going to take your pillow or your blanket. I'm going to put a blanket underneath me. I'm going to stay in the middle of the room right now, but when I do this, my legs are active. I can't just let them go, right? When you're at a wall, you have no strain, no muscular engagement. It's completely restorative. So I would encourage you, if you even only have 3 minutes a day, right? Work long hours, right? You don't have a lot of time. Do legs at the wall for 3 minutes, I promise you. And it helps so much with your immune system. So we're going to be here for a couple minutes. I'll watch the clock. If you found a wall, fantastic. The farther away you are, the more your legs are going to feel relaxed. If you prefer to be active like me, that's cool. In this place, you can move your legs, right? Maybe open, maybe play a little bit. Maybe you circle, bicycle your legs. Feels good to move them. Maybe the other direction. So this is what we call yogi's choice. You're either at the wall, you're in the middle of your room, but your legs are up. And all of this is working. You can just be quiet here and feel what you feel. Notice if you can release anywhere else. Maybe bring the arms out. Maybe the arms go overhead. Nice breaths in and out. Maybe move the head side to side. And while this practice can be for beginners, if you have a practice already and you wanted to go to the next level of the inversion, you could go up into plow, right? So you can bend those knees, push into your blanket, support your lower back, right? Maybe bend the knees towards your head. Maybe extend the toes back behind. Maybe the toes touch behind you. Mine are not touching today. That's okay. Maybe even extending your feet up towards the ceiling. So the goal, if you're doing shoulder stand, and I would not recommend you do this if you have not already been taught by a certified instructor. We want to be looking neutral up towards our toes, and we're not looking to come into, this rigid pencil-like image, right? It's okay to have a slight little bend at your hips so that your neck is supported. Good. I'm just here for another 30 seconds. So find whatever pose you can be in stillness, and don't move, just be. Drop your knees towards your chest. If you're at the wall, you can still do the same. If you're at the wall, be mindful. Just roll down to your right side body. To come around and come up to your seat. If you're on your mat, just bring your feet down. If you had something under you, take the blanket out. We all, again, come back onto our backs. Take your feet wide. Bend knees. Windshield wiper those legs side to side. And linger on one side if that feels good. Big breath in. And nice breath out through the mouth. Remember, your breath is always there for you. It's the best tool you have in your toolbox. Yoga helps you slow it down. Yoga helps you learn how to deepen it. So you can bring that into your daily routine, whatever service job you have. Just take a moment to pause. All right, guys. Extend your feet nice and long. One more nice hugging in. And I'm going to suggest feet together, knees wide. But if this is not comfortable for you, just extend your legs forward, bring your arms out to the sides. And if you have a blanket, you can cover yourself with it. If you're cold, just be here for a couple of minutes. Just ending our practice in stillness, without the hustle and bustle, right? Soften the eyes, close the eyes, soften the jaw, soften the breath. Your knees are open, you begin to slowly bring them back together and extend them forward. Maybe shaking them out a little bit. Take a moment to honor your feet. So you're going to move those feet, honor your hands, rotate your hands and you open and close the fists. Shake the legs out a little bit, move your head a little side to side, honoring your head, your brain. Reach the arms up. Bring those feet back together. Point the toes, reach for the fingertips. Elongate your full entire body, honoring your full entire body. Hug your knees in, give yourself a well-deserved hug. All you do and all your awesomeness. Roll over onto your right side, slowly move to your seat. Crossing your legs. You can lean onto your blanket if you need that. Bring your palms back together to your heart. Just take notice. Take notice how you feel right now. So let's bow our chin to our chest. In remembrance of that giving and receiving. Right? Honoring those that serve us. And giving back. And doing the self-care, if you are a service worker, so that you can give awesome service that you do. You can be your awesome self. So honoring this practice, honoring yourself, honoring each other, and honoring the practice of yoga. Bring your thumbs to the center of your forehead, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, namaste. And thank you for practicing with me today.